next speaker is Girish Nandwani. Girish is currently working as a Scrum Master with NatWest Limited, erstwhile Royal Bank of Scotland. He has more than 15 years of experience with the IT industry across various domains like development, agile project management, quality assurance, agile coaching, and of course, he plays the role of a Scrum Master. His topic for research is extremely relevant for the current time, and Padma has already given a heads up on that. His topic is how to maintain team agility in the COVID-19 era. In this paper, he has explored various ways, thoughts, and perceptions on how team agility can be maintained and enhanced during such a crisis. The output of this paper are ideas to enhance the effectiveness of interaction between the various team members, individuals in a Scrum team, regardless of their location across the world. Passing on the baton to Girish. Girish, please take over.
Thanks, Nazat, for the brief overview and about myself and my topic. And thanks, everyone, the last presenters, Shruti and other, Dipti, Kiran. I think good topics that picked by everyone. So when we are talking about the maintain team agility in COVID-19 era, as per my understanding, nowadays, the basic or the major problem I can say that is this pandemic situation, COVID-19. That is very frustrated, very problematic. So how can we overcome this kind of a problem from different kind of a ways where we can say that it will not affect the negativity impact on our team members, as well as we can maintain the agility. So so I'm going to share my theoretical presentation, my research paper, that is how to maintain team agility in COVID-19 era. Let me introduce the topic that I will cover in my whole presentation. The first one is impact of COVID-19 across whole industry, whole economy. The second one is what we can say that the working from home. Everybody knows that is very familiar thing. The third one is what are the different ways we are having to maintain the agility? That is important one. During my study, I came across some kind of a statistical analysis. So I will go through with some statistical analysis, the pictures with whatever the representation, also what's the output that come out from the statistical analysis. The another one is that key takeaways from my research paper. And the last one, I will cover the conclusion. So if you see the impact of COVID-19, that is very important that to know actually this COVID-19 impact to the whole economy, whole industries. So if you see the sales, production, supply chain, HR, IT, finance. So there are two parts. That's kind of a survey done with one of the organization or one of the company. The part one basically done on the Q2, that starts from April till June, and then the part two, that survey done on July till October. So when this situation arose, this pandemic situation arose, it was very unpredictable. Nobody aware that this thing is coming out or coming up. So in the part one, when the survey started, it came out that it was major impacted on sales, production, and supply chain. That is the three important the areas. So definitely its impact on other areas also, like HR, IT, and finance, but that was a little bit minimal compared to the other three. In the second survey, when second survey happened in the month of July till September, it was drastically increase in sales and the production, little bit dip down in the supply chain. You can see the figures are there in the chart. And when we are talking about the IT industry, now IT industries at the starting, it was 8%, but dipped down 3% impact. I'm telling you why. During my study, I came out that 8%. Why? Because definitely, as I stated earlier, that it's unpredictable thing. Nobody knows that this situation is coming. So we can say that we were not prepared for these kind of a situation. So that's the reason it's 8%. But after some time, like 3 months or 4 months, the team or the organization basically change their infrastructures, change their policies, their business continuity plan, their procedures. And that's the reason it's a little bit dipped down. It's 3%. Definitely the impact is still there, but it's on a minimal front. So that shows the whole picture or whole impact of across economy of this COVID-19. Now, let's go to the working from home. So everybody knows this working from home pattern. And currently we are doing this working from home. So when we are talking about the working from home, there are few questions in our mind. The first one is work from home the new normal? I think no, not a new thing for us. Is a work from home better than working at a designated place? Or another question in my mind is it just a temporary measure, or it will go long, because we don't know when this pandemic situation will close. So definitely nobody aware. Still we are hearing the news that vaccination is coming, but whether it's coming on January or in the month of March or February, so we are not aware. The another one is that why organizations not keen on opening right now? Definitely the organization is not taking or not planning to take kind of a risk with the employees. So the health of the employees are more important. And we must face the fact that the working from home is nothing new and has been around for a while, because in IT organization, it's a very normal practice to do the work from home. Because if I'm going to search a new job, definitely I have to check first thing whether working from home facilities is there or not. So it was not thought up at the moment when the pandemic happened, but it was already a reality, I can say that. Many organizations or many companies have already been this practice, this work from home, even before the outbreak of this COVID-19, which offered the flexibility to the employee. When I say flexibility, everybody knows that work from home flexibilities are definitely we can spare a lot of our time to the other valuable things like quality time spent with the family, or we can focus on our health also, especially because I saw during the time of regular office works, it's very difficult to focus on our health and the quality time spending with the family. So with the help of this work from home, we can practicing these kind of things very regularly. So let me go to the other things. If you see these two pictures, now what depicts these two pictures? Let me go. These two pictures says definitely both the ladies are doing work from home, but in a very shabby or a messy manner. So when we are saying that before COVID-19, I'm imagining right now, during my study also, I came across that we were there in that kind of a condition where not proper office setup at home, and the childrens are here and there, and it's very noisy kind of a thing. Environment is very shabby, messy. But when we are talking about the two pictures, if you see both the below pictures, it says you can depict here that it's very sophisticated manner, very punctual, very disciplined. So when I say as per my earlier graph, if you go, that it's diminishing, or it's goes down 8% to 3%, because that is the reason. The reason here is that the organization are much mature now, because we don't know, God forbid, this pandemic situation will not come again, but nobody knows. If that kind of a situation again, so organization has to be ready with these kind of a environment, these kind of a culture, these kind of a infrastructure. And one important thing, as per my understanding, as per my study also, that it's not a practical option for those who are in a different kind of industry like manufacturing or hospitality or some kind of a performing arts. Because if you are a surgeon, definitely you have to go to the office. It's not feasible to do a work from home and do the surgery. Not feasible, not possible. So those kind of industries are also they are trying their best to do the same thing. But I'm giving you one example here, that now sales industry, what they are doing right now, they are trying to do the sales report presentation through online. So those kind of things definitely drastically changing that when this situation occur in the month of March or April time frame. Let me go to the another one. Now, when this situation started, being an agile enabler for the distributed team, I'm saying that because when I say what is the meaning of distributed team here, because agile is saying better to have a co-located team, but sorry, not possible in this kind of a situation because everybody is working from home, different locations. So distributed team, there were some kind of a questions that have popped up um, um, for the organization or by the organization, I can say that. So the another question, let me go one by one. If I say questions, how do you deal with the efficient time zone? Now, this question definitely popped up by the organization, that how we deal these kind of a situation if that pandemic situation, when this pandemic situation arises. So as per my study, there were some kind of a tips and tricks to handle this kind of a situation that was thought by the organization. The first one is how we can deal with different time zones. The first one is, I can say that communicate clearly, as listening and communication. I think the listening that was clearly highlighted by Shruti earlier, her presentation. So listening and then the communication clearly about the time zone boundaries to within the whole team, so that everybody should aware of all those stuff. The another one is that be mindful of others, teammates designated with working hours, because we have to be mindful, be kindful, because everybody is facing this kind of a situation where they are facing lot of challenges, maybe health challenges, maybe family challenges, maybe internet challenges. So be mindful or be kindful. That is important one, as per my understanding. Now, another one is that nowadays, as per my study, I came out that major organizations are now going for some kind of a rosters or the work days kind of a thing plan, so that we can cater our customer very efficiently, very effectively, because our customer or client on a different location, where we have to cater those kind of things with the help of that roster. So some employees are coming the early morning shift as per their flexibility nature, like starting from morning 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock till 1 o'clock. That's those kind of things are currently going on in every alternate organization, or I can say that every organization. So that actually helps for dealing the time zone part. Now, when we are talking about another one is that as per my study, it came out that use the effective virtual processes and the project management tool. I think that is the important one. If we are not using those kind of a virtual tools or virtual project management or collaboration tool, it's very difficult to handle these kind of a situation. So organizations are going to that front only right now. Let me go to the next one that might be question popped up by the organization, is that, is it not less efficient than being co-located? Initially, agile development typically involved co-located delivery, because that is the core principle. I can say that the co-location should be there so that we can close the things, close the problems on the same time, on the same go. So that was the mindset earlier we had, but sorry, it's not feasible. It's not possible right now. Everybody knows that co-location is maybe dangerous for us because of this COVID-19. Lot of positive cases are going on. So now organization was also analyzed these kind of a situation, that how Scrum teams or the Agile team globally were being impacted, to identify the issues and their challenges for different delivery personas. So now, when I say that organization forcing or we have to force to operate effectively, I can say that in 100% remote model. So that is actually we are doing right now. This include, as per my study, this include both tangible enablers. When I say tangible enablers, that is such as ensuring remote access to the system and collaboration tool. That is the tangible enablers that should be there. And and another front is the intangible and enablers. When I say intangible and enablers, we have to ensure that engagement, social bonding, and the conducting collaborative ideation session should be there. So that give more advantage. Sorry, 1 minute. Yeah. Okay. Now the third question maybe popped up is how do you establish a communicate within the team? So there are a lot of ways nowadays. Every organization are using lot of different mechanism, different ways to interact with the team, like Skype, Zoom, Google Meet. So it's up to the organization to organization. Also interaction, definitely we have to keep interact regularly basis with the team, so that team will kind of a motivate team, and I can say that here the empathy level will come up. So that is important one. When we are talking about the another one, are there any tools available that could possibly use that make that easier? So tools, that is the same one. We are having regular agile ceremonies. Earlier it was very easy for us because we were having face-to-face interaction. We normally happened all the scrum ceremonies very effectively, but we cannot say if we are on the remote location and if we are going or if we are doing work from home, it's not feasible. Is it feasible? Definitely I cannot say 100%, but is it feasible with the help of that different tools? Like nowadays for planning, we are having a planning poker or the pointing poker, different options. Then a retrospective meeting, we are having a retro and all those Miro. So it depends on the organization to organization which tool they are using. Like for regular chit chat, we are having a or water cooler conversation, we are having a different tools like virtual stickies and all those things. So these are the different ways currently we are adopting or using in our organization. Let me go to the another one. How do you handle with remote meetings? So when I say remote meetings, definitely we have to ensure that everyone is involved or giving their 100% when we are doing the retro meetings or sorry, remote meeting, my bad. Because earlier before COVID-19, we or it was thinking for everyone that remote meeting is not 100% effective, but sorry, it's not possible right now in this kind of a situation where we are having or we have to bound to do the remote meetings. So how we can effective that one? So that is on us. We have to make more interactive, like giving you one example on the Zoom. It would be great if we are having the video on, like in the presentation right now, the whole participant, major participant, the video on, so we can see what kind of a reaction, what kind of the feedback. So that is the important one. With the help of that, you can say that whatever the remote meeting we are doing, that is 100% effective. Going to the last one, the another question can or might be popped up, that how do you ensure your remote members are actually working? So as per my study, it says that regular follow-up with the team members, little bit be flexible also, because if the team member is saying that I'm facing this kind of a challenge, just little bit be flexible. Don't be say that no, you have to attend or you have to complete this thing. So be flexible, so that other person also have a kind of a breather space, and definitely that person actually says that then you also understand that another person is actually working and giving their 100% effort. So going to the next one, again, being an agile developer, this slide is seriously very important. How to handle a negative effect and maintain agility? So there are different ways where we can say that what are the challenges with, what are the different ways where with the help of that we can reduce those challenges and maintain the agility. So if I go to the first one, creating a healthy and ergonomic work environment, that is the most important point. With the help of that, we can give a breather space and we can get a 100% productivity. So when I say creating a healthy and ergonomic work environment, that talks about I'm giving you one example here. Nowadays, what happened that every organization the organization knows what kind of a pandemic situation is going on, so they are trying to help the employees. So what they are doing, they are providing all the infrastructure, like some organization is giving infrastructure cost, or some organization providing the infrastructure through courier and some other means, so that you can get everything at home and set up your own office, the customizable office, I can say that. So that is the best way. We with the help of that, we can say that it's light, it's kind of a positive vibes, trust factor, and also the motivation increase, because earlier the most of the employees have no customizable office, because if you remember the earlier picture, shabby kind of a thing. And so now you know that this situation is going on till what time, we don't know. So at least we should be ready with those kind of infrastructure at home, and the organization is supporting. Then another thing is that as per my study, recognize and the rewards. So that is more important. If you are working from home, don't stop those kind of things, those elements, the boost up elements, I can say that. Recognize the team members and giving the rewards on every their successful deliveries, or whatever the different ways you have to find out. And with the help of that, definitely your team members will rock, I can say that. The third one, for this healthy environment, keep your team majorly connected. So because don't say that when I say connected, it means that don't say that just do the ceremonies and all those things. Just have a chit chat at the early morning, okay, and just check with the team member whether you are fine or not, how's everything going on in your family, health wise, everything is okay. That give actually that give actually a trust factor for all the employees. So I think that is the most important point, I can say that keep your team connected. That is most important. Now move to the another one is arrange remote team building activities. So I think I touched a little bit earlier also. When I say arrange team building activities, that is again important one. Better to arrange, apart from scrum ceremonies, your project meetings. Just do one thing, just set up some kind of arrange some kind of a games like Tambola, then treasure hunt, so that team also feel more connected with each other. Or we can say that earlier, before COVID-19, what happened that if any successful delivery happened, we just take a glass of wine and beer and went to pub. But sorry, not possible right now. So do one thing, just started these kind of things at home only, connected through Zoom, Google Meeting, take a glass of wine or glass of the juice, and discuss whatever the success stories, so that you can also everyone can relate, and it's kind of a connection with the whole team. So that is most important. If I go to the third one, manage workload management. That is important one. Everybody's facing this kind of a situation, and I think if I see the best example, the few days 2 or 3 days back, that cyclone was there in Chennai, so power cut and all those things. So keep some kind of a buffer when we are doing that sprint capacity, or when we are doing such kind of a estimation. So don't say that 100% productive. It's I think, as per my understanding, or my study says that it's not feasible or not possible. Better do one thing at the time of planning, when we are doing the sprint capacity, just say that 80% or max 85% should be productive by each and every team member, and keep a buffer space of 15 minutes for these kind of unforeseen challenges like power cut. Because I heard a lot of team members, they are having a regular kind of some kind of a power cut in 1 hour, 2 hours kind of a thing in a weekly manner, their societies. So those kind of things, those kind of the buffer space should be there in your workload management, and that's give more flexibility to the team member. That is important one. Let me go another one, usage of online tools for agile ceremony. This one also I touched a little bit earlier. So when I say online tools, so each and every ceremonies, and nowadays the organizations are going for more adoption of these collaboration tools. there are a lot of freeware tools. And in my study also, I saw that a lot of organizations are purchasing, they are investing these kind of a tool, so that they will give more kind of a innovative way. So I'm giving you one example here. Retrospective, when I say that, we are having one tool, that Retro. In Retro, there are I think around about 15 or 16 different kind of a patterns, like stops, continue, and move it out, or like, and all. So these patterns you can change in each and every retrospective, little bit more interesting kind of a gameplay, so that team also feel motivated, that it's not a same kind of activity we are doing each and every sprint. So that is called, that is actually, we have to practice this one. If I go to the next one, Kaizen technology. So I hope most of the people or everyone knows that what is that Kaizen technology. So I think this one is the right time to use these kind of techniques or technology for this pandemic situation, and later also. So Kaizen technology means that during the time of discussion, we have to find out the elimination part, the waste part, where we can stop the waste, remove the waste, and try to improve or try to implement the best methodology or best way of the processes are working, so that we can get a maximum business benefit value from the customer. So I think in the lean also, earlier as per my study, we used lean also to eliminate the waste. So this one is another way of Kaizen technique. So in my study, we heard that during the time of lean coffee sessions, that is actually thing. I have also used this kind of a thing. Then in lean coffee session, we use these Kaizen techniques to check where we can eliminate the waste and move further for the better, I can say that, the product delivery. So that is the another way. Let me go some kind of a statistical analysis, as I highlighted in my the starting slide. So during my study, I came out these kind. Let me go one by one. So if you see this slide that talks about the some top benefits of the remote working, and when we went to different people, they have their different perception. So if you see the starting three, that is flexible schedule, working from home, any location, and no commute, that gives the more percentage of from different users of the employees. So 32, 26, and 21%. And the core study was saying that 98% of the resources says that it would be great if this kind of a working from home facility will continue long. And I hope you heard also that Google, TCS, and some other organization, bigger organization, is now they are thinking that after this pandemic situation will over, they will target to continue this work from home facility, and that will give benefit to them also, because whatever their heavy rent, because it's a rented property, normally heavy rent, mortgage property, they will move out those kind of things. So that is kind of a win-win situation from both the side. Moving to the another one, the top struggle of remote worker. So if you see, the highest percentage is going that 22% of unplugging after work. So the definitely every when we are talking about the situation, there are two sides, flip side also. So if few members are saying that it's really benefits, the few members are actually complaining this kind of working from home also, because we have to deal with both the situation. So if you see that second one, it says that top issue faced by remote worker was unplugging from the work. So without the clear-cut change of the location and defined office hours, many people had a tougher, I can say that, time clearly dividing their personal and the professional life. So some people are saying that a lack of person-to-person communication. So if we are not in an office and if we are doing a work from home, sometimes it's very difficult for the team members. But it's perception, because if my study says that work from home, it's more liker than the another flip side. So if we are going to the third graph, it says two questions asked from the different users or different kind of employees, that if you're saying that I'm concerned that my manager does not see the full extent of my contribution when we are not together in the office. So 24% it's kind of agreement and disagreement, but 33% was says that it's unsure. Because if you're talking about an employee, definitely we normally thinks that it would be great if we are sit with the peer members and especially my manager, so that my managers also acknowledge the things. So that is the one of the graph. It says that, and another one, it says that I find having a difficult conversation, raising tough questions or flagging concerns to be more intimidating when working remotely. Because if we are having some kind of a situation where we require actually help from the senior member, the people are struggling because they have to go to phone. In person it's difficult, but it depends on the person to person. So actually 26% is disagree this one, and 20% is says that agree this one. Let's go to the next one, top concerns of manager. That is if you see, that is the problematic thing. So top managers is saying managers are worried that the productivity and focus will be diminished if the people are working in more informal location, like, because we saw that few people are working sitting in a cafe and doing their work, or attending the meetings also, or during the time of home where the whole family is there, noisy thing, it's very difficult for concentrate on those meetings. So and it's not actually output will come. So manager raised these kind of a concerns, if you see that. So 82% are saying reduce employee focus and reduce employee productivity because of these kind of a situation. So that's the reason in my earlier slide it says that how we can say that effective remote working, that is important one. Let me go to the next slide. Key takeaways from my presentation. The first one is look for early release value. Now, in this pandemic situation, it would be great if we can focus on little bit early release value instead of that focusing on the whole project and all those things. So better, my study says that better sit with the team, with the product owner, with the client, and say which release will give more benefit or business value, and target to focus on that one. Because if we are having a 30 features and target to complete those 30 features in very shortly, because whatever the unforeseen situation, it's not possible. So instead of that, those 30 features, better to focus on those 4, 2 or 5 the major features where we can get a more business value and more I can say that income to the organization. So that's the reason. The takeaway here is that look for early release value. Next one is that prioritize activity. So that is again important. That is, I think, as per my study says that it's a correlated kind of a thing. Look for early release and the prioritize. So better to prioritize the things, because we saw majorly that the Scrum team normally just whatever the team says, put the thing in the sprint backlog and do the things and complete the things. But no, just in this kind of a situation, target to prioritize the things. Okay, just sit with the product owner, with the client, with the whole team, and see. Because I did the same thing in my organization, where we had a huge workshop for 3 days and 5 days, and saw for the next 6 months what are the important points or important requirement that we have to complete, and focus on that one to achieve that one, to that higher goal. The next one is fixed capacity of resources. So definitely the organization are right now very strict about the cost part. They are just doing a cost cutting and all those things. No hiring right now. So be upfront. What is the fixed capacity of the resources you have to require to completion of whatever the milestone or whatever the prioritized activity that require. So that give a upfront to the organization that yes, actually I require this much of resources, whether it's okay or not, it's up to you. If not, then upfront says that not feasible or not possible to complete the things on time, not at all. Because otherwise, if you will give a false promises that yes, with the 2 team member or 3 team member, I can complete those things on a time member, not possible. Now the another one is that automation, that is important one. So automation is saying that every organization is now more, definitely before COVID-19 also the automation was a major thing, but now it's little bit trigger the things that we have to do the automation, whether it's a testing tool, whether it's a collaboration tool and all those things. So more focus on the automation so that we can reduce that kind of ambiguity, reduce that kind of a barriers, and also it will give the full kind of the 100%, I can say that, productivity with the help of those automation. So that is important takeaway. The next one is collaboration tool. I think this one I have already touched upon, that collaboration tool. So definitely the organization is more focusing on those kind of a collaboration tool, be it that agile ceremonies, we can say that, be it it's a project management tool, or it's be it more interaction kind of a thing, those kind of a tools. So definitely, as stated earlier, I'm not going on a detail on this topic once again. Let me conclude my research paper. So we have a few things. The starting one is the increase the speed of innovation. So earlier, if you remember, we discussed the Kaizen technique. So those kind of a different techniques we are having, where we are forcing to do the brainstorming, how many ideas we are having, how many things we can innovate, what is the mechanism, do we have the proper resource bandwidth. So that is the important thing. So when we are talking about the automation, when we are talking about the innovation, that is more important in these kind of a situations. Actually need the organization of these kind of a things, and organizations actually going on this way only. Healthy work environment. So I think this one also we covered a little bit earlier, that healthy work environment. So a little bit, if time permits, sorry, I hope I'm not run out the time. So if time permits, there are some tips and tricks I can say that as per my study for the healthy work environment.
Yeah, you have 5 more minutes, Girish.
How many minutes? Sorry, Padma.
5 more minutes.
Okay. I'm about to finish. So,
No,
so as per my
few more minutes also, we have ample amount of time.
Okay, great. Thank you. So when we are saying that healthy work environment, as per my study, there are some different kind of a ways where we can create a healthy work environment at our home. The first one is set a routine and stick to it. So definitely flexible is there, but when we are talking about that we have to start the office at 9:30, be better to ready at by that time, take your breakfast or morning walk or some kind of a yoga sessions or the meditation session, sorry, and ready with that kind of a routine and stick to that one. Because I heard or in my study also I heard that few organizations actually says that everybody should be ready with the tie and all those things with the formal clothes. That is not the proper way, correct, but at least you should be ready, should be routine, set your routine and be ready for the same. Second one is that make a dedicated work space. I think we touched upon this kind of a healthy environment earlier also, that customizable office. Third one, healthy environment, I can say that take a break. Don't sit for a long time, because nowadays lot of back problem, health issues and all those things. Whatever the meeting you are having, take a break, just eat some healthy things like fruits and all those stuff. Again, sit and continue the things. So that is important. Another one is that stay connected. Better to connect with the whole team and all those stuff. So that is important. Another one is that set the boundaries. When I say set the boundaries, you have to sit with your family members, because as per the earlier image, it says very shabby. The kids are playing with us only. It's kind of a noisy kind of a thing, destructive kind of a thing. Just set the boundaries with your family member that, see, I'm sitting here, I'm having a meeting, so please don't disturb me. So that kind of an environment you have to create. set the boundaries with your family member. That is important one. Think long term. That is another one. When I say think long term, it means that explore those kind of a different innovation, different collaboration tool, because we don't know till what time this situation will go. And the last one is that be yourself. So be kind yourself, I can say that. So spend some time for yourself also, as discussed earlier. So it's definitely gives you a breather space, trust level increase, and also healthy work environment, one of the important element. Let me go to the third one, usage of online tools. So I think we touched upon this one earlier also. I'm not going on again and again. Focus on the team building activities. I think this one also we touched upon. That one is one of the conclusion that focus on the team building activities, playing games and all those things, celebrate the success and all those parts. Let's move to that ensure happier, healthier and work life. I think we discussed this one also. Lot of different ways. Be proactive with the customer. I think little bit touched upon in my earlier slide. So whenever the customer says that, boss, you have to do these things, so be proactive. Is it feasible or not feasible? Just discuss with the team first. Discuss with the whole Scrum team, including product owner. Sorry, not product owner. My bad. Scrum team. And is it feasible? Whatever the time frame, whatever the resources we are having, is it feasible or not? So be proactive with the customer. And frankly speaking, the customers are also very what I can say, that it's very touch base with us. So it's not we cannot say that don't shy, whatever the challenges or whatever the timelines we are having. Better to state clearly to the customer. Another one is empathy. So that is the important element. I can say that from my paper, empathy should be there. So whenever you are having a Scrum team, better to discuss with the team on a daily basis. How's thing going on? Whether everything goes fine. Just have a call for 1 or 2 minutes. That gives more empathy element to the team members. 1 minute, sorry. Yep. So that is important one. And the last one, I can say that increased productivity and performance, definitely. That is another conclusion. So productivity and performance, if those kind of a healthier environment are there, flexible environment are there, empathy element is there, definitely it's increased the productivity and performance, 100% sure. So I think I'm through with my presentation. First of all, thanks to Padma for just giving me this opportunity to for this presentation and this research paper. And again, the special thanks to Nazat, Nagini and Shruti also, that they are regularly improved me, I can say that, sorry. And that's the reason I'm here. So thanking you. So over to Nazat.
Thank you.
Girish. I just want to say thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you, Girish. You've really triggered thoughts about ways and means on how we can make work from home more efficient from the professional point of view, effective from the team's point of view, endurable from personal point of view, and of course, enjoyable from the family's point of view.
Well said.
Opening the floor to questions. Girish, for your information, there has been the group has resonated with your thoughts and the content of your presentation.
Yep.
I really appreciate everybody for their enthusiastic participation. Now, there has been I really don't find any specific question or a contradiction. There is one point of contradiction which has come up. I'm just bringing this up as the audience thinks about more questions. As a filler, where people are thinking that sometimes introverts who are shy find it difficult to openly interact with people at office, hence they prefer to stay at home, while some other people are thinking the other way around. What are your thoughts on this, Girish and Nagini? What are your thoughts on this? Do you think it's work from home is better for introverts, or it's better they go to the office?
Okay, okay, Nagini, if you want to say something, then I will add.
Just go ahead. I will add on what you want,
Okay.
because you are the
So-
researcher.
Yeah, sure. So
I
work
want to
from
hear
home,
from you.
when I say work from home, in my slides also I covered there are a lot of benefits also, because let me give you my example here. I'm staying in Delhi and I have to go to office Gurgaon, so it's approximately 1.5 to 2 hour from one way, so it's approximately 3 to 4 hours to and fro. And normally I preferred by car or metro, Delhi metro. So lot of tension, lot of stress, because I have to reach by 8:30, 8:45. So that kind of that saves time. Then I can spend those kind of things on my other activity. Like normally I started cycling few days, I think 1.5 months back. It gives an immense benefit for me. I started a group of that cycling and all those things. So those kind of a thing happen if I'm doing the work from home. So I'm focusing on my health, and also after 5:30 in the evening, 6 o'clock, if no meetings are there and we are having a normal shifts kind of a thing, so I spend quality time with my team, my family, with my wife and my kids. So that is, I can say that another benefit and advantage for work from home that I preferred or I observed. Yeah, Nagini, you can also add.
The question we had was about being introvert. Do you enjoy working from home, or would you prefer to be in office, right? Azad?
Yeah,
The point was. So I would say, if I am an introvert, I always, look for extroverts to be around me. Though I won't talk, I want to be in their company, and I want to enjoy or get all the benefits of being an extrovert, to be very frank. And if I'm an extrovert, I can be an extrovert from anywhere. I don't have
Correct.
a problem. Wherever I am, whoever I am always an extrovert. So I don't think there is a correct kind of a answer to that. It depends on the individuals. Actually, if you have extroverts at home, you don't miss that in office. But if you have nobody in your home who are an extrovert, you feel bored after 1 or 2 days, and you actually have that urge to meet them, call them, talk to them. So what I was trying to say is, there is nothing like a hard-bound rule. It depends on the individual's choice. But that in the normal observation in my teams, because I am in the coaching thing, so I see people who were never talking in the previous meetings and all, now they start pinging me.
Correct.
In the chat, you see a lot of observations, questions, and inquiries from these people who were considered as introverts. But it is not only about being introvert, it is also being about how are you driven. Are you data driven? Are you kind of analytical driven, or are you kind of ready to take a new task, or what is that nature? Also depends on how your introvert nature will be thinking about working from home.
Yep. Hi, Nagini. This is Narayan here. Sorry for getting this topic out. The
So we
context.
are
Let me
very
just.
happy that you have got that topic.
Yeah.
Because,
The reason is. Yeah. The reason is
I
actually.
see a lot of introverts in this group also.
Yeah. The
Who never
basic.
asked these questions, and putting all of them now. I'm happy to have this question. Just go ahead.
So the context that that I was trying to bring to the forum is that it is an observation. As I say, observation is based on perception. Perception differs from person to person, so it's always open to discussion and
Absolutely.
yeah.
Correct,
And the
absolutely
volume of opinion also can
differ.
Differ exactly.
Correct.
So what I meant to say was, in my team before the pandemic, there were some really high performing team members, and my background has been that I've been a hardcore traditional project manager who has just moved on to agility, and I've faced the grind, and I thank Padma for bringing in a perspective. She did a very good job as a bringing me into the agile coaching world. So what I found is that what I observed is that team members who are kind of not the courageous part, if you look at it, right, one of the pillars of Scrum, so the value of Scrum, right? So they were unable to bring forth these questions or something during those meetings, during those
Exactly.
stand-up when they were in physical presence of others. But what I observed is that when they were in the virtual, setup, like on Zoom
Mhm.
or Microsoft Teams, they were really confident of what they were saying,
Come up with
and
ideas. Mhm.
yeah, and
That is what I just mentioned.
Correct.
exactly. I totally echo. I mean, I'm just giving a body to
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So this this is what,
Correct. Absolutely right, I think.
yeah.
Yes.
So
Very
that's
nice.
why I brought it up. But anyways, it was very, very fruitful, getting these insights from everybody.
Thank
So
you.
we
Thank
had
you.
a
Thanks a
great
lot.
discussion, I think. I think we had a great discussion. So
Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah.
one more important question from Raja. I think Nazar will take up that, right? Um,
Yeah, hi.
Raja, you can repeat it.
yes,
Yes.
please.
So initially, so first of all, thanks, like Priya and Padma Priya and everyone, and Girish, Shruti, and everyone, for
Thank
this
you.
arrangement and for this nice discussion. Okay. So, see, it's either work from home, like it's the two way of like the two sides of coin. What I've seen. See, in some places, it's like it's really very good to connect with everyone. Everyone can like while presenting something. So what I've observed in a bigger room, the people sometimes they do miss the session, or sometimes they are not concentrating on what people are presenting and all those things. They don't get the like opportunity to speak on. Okay, and while like through this one, while like by using different tools and all those communicating tools, okay, so people are well connected, what I've seen. But in the other side, what I've seen, like sometimes people like though like there are meeting times are like prefixed. Okay, so after that sometimes they wanted to like especially the developers and testers. Okay, so they do get out of the work and they complete their personal work from outside, and they do stretch more on the night, okay, to complete their task. So what happens in the next day morning, what they comes up like while they like in the morning first up, they are not so much energetic because they took longer time to probably night till 1 or 2 o'clock. They do stretch out, okay, to complete their assigned task and all those. So what happens, like sometimes I have seen few people like when I ask them to switch on video, they are not. But after that, I got to know that they moved out to some vacation place like Goa or something. Okay, they just took out the laptop along with them, yeah, to stay online or something, then enjoy. So this type of situation, actually, what happened, it impact the work. So yeah. Any suggestion or any like pointing out of how we can minimize those type of things, because pointing out someone in the directly probably the things can be taken out in the different way by the tech leads or the managers, but while we think on the like servant leaders, how we can take it the things in the proper way. So yeah.
So one thing fundamentally we are missing is applying leaves. If you have something to do for a day, who's stopping us from taking a leave? We have the privilege of taking some leaves. Nobody is applying for a leave after working from home has started. And it has been made as a mandatory thing to at least use so many leaves, because you can't anyway carry forward those things, right?
Correct.
So what I'm trying to say is it is up to the individual how they wanted to fix it. If you take example of my case, I prepare for the office as I go for the physical office. Even today, 9 o'clock to some 7 o'clock, I have to be there in office. I am fully decked up and I actually present myself. Whenever there is a requirement to be a video call or something, I will present myself. If I have something to do, I will put a clear message to the team. From tomorrow 12:30 to 4, I am not there. I am available in the different time frames. Anything you want to catch up with me, please schedule your meetings for that duration. See, making yourself very clear and publicize your availability is the first thing you can do as a remote team. And people will have limited expectations. If you have made it clear, please do not hide your leaves or your urgent work from the team. It is human to have errands to attend. It's not always on the weekend that we can do all the work. Anybody can understand in the world that I have something to do in the hospital, or I have to something to do in the bank, because nothing can stop forever. So my advice would be, if you are a coach or a scrum master, make it a habit in the team. See, we already have something as capacity planning. Correct. For a sprint or a PI. Why don't we do it for every day? Make it clear to the team. Have a transparency and openness that, okay, I am not there from this time. If you see your US colleagues or anybody, they boldly put a statement, from tomorrow 12 to 1, I am not there for 1 hour. I'm stepping out for a doctor appointment. Why don't we do it for ourselves? So that is an accepted norm from anybody in these kind of situations. So since we didn't had it in the past, why don't we inculcate with a new normal? Make it a new normal. People can expect to be out when they have anything urgent for a very short period, where they don't need to really apply for a leave, but they are important to be in office in that day. Otherwise, use up your leave, go on a vacation, make it very clear that you are not going to be there in that duration, and you will complete all the work and hand it over properly. If you can completely build this trust in the team, you don't need to carry your laptop on your vacation.
Correct. I agree with like this one, agree with you. And obviously the Shruti's humble agility will be helping much more on resolving those.
And one more thing, one suggestion from my side also, that as Nagini just mentioned, that at the time of sprint planning or sprint capacity, just to being a scrum master, you just to inform the team that don't be panic, don't take extra load on yourself. Whatever the things you can finish within the sprint, better to take that one only. Avail the leaves and all those things, because in this pandemic situation, they have to focus the family also, the health also, and other number of things. So don't be overburdened. And also the same thing, inform to the customer also that this much of things we can finish as per whatever the situation going on. So that and customer and client also know the same kind of a thing. So, and we are using the same kind of a methodology or these kind of a techniques we are using in our organization also.
Correct. Yeah, agree with you, yes.
Yep.
Can I ask a pandemic specific question, please? I'm sorry, yes, Raja, is your question answered?
Sorry, I missed you.
Is your question answered? Can I go ahead with mine?
Yeah, it's fine. It's answered. But the thing is that so your topic, like the humble like agility. So probably we need to exercise more along with the team.
Hopefully, we'll have workshops very soon.
Wow. Shoot your question, Shruti. We are waiting.
So I have a pandemic. So there was a audience member who was not able to ask this question. So he tested positive for COVID, and now has recovered. Has tested negative a couple of times, but the management does not allow him to get back to work. So he is ready, sitting at home, wanting to work, but the management keeps pushing their joining time back. So what is the best case scenario that can happen?
Does he have any effect on his pay because of that?
There's no pay effect. No.
So why is he worried? I asked him to enjoy. Come on. This is nothing to do with pandemic. When the office is giving you leave, go and enjoy, man. Why are you worried?
But you have to apply for a specific leave. You have to.
Let it be. Yeah. They are asking, you can apply and utilize it. I'm not getting the chance because I'm not tested positive. So you have got
No,
see for the positive in that.
Tests positive. But what if people actually, how do you ensure that you get back to work on time? I think that is the main question. Who drives that? Because if you've tested positive, this is a pandemic, right? And if you've tested, doctors have certified that you're negative. Who decides you get back to work or not?
See, one thing is you can actually make everybody understand that you are fit and fine. And then you can ask them, let me work for 1 or 2 days and see whether I can, continue doing that. If I am unable to do something or I am unable to cope up, I will actually apply for that special leave and go for it. You
Yeah.
also may not know as a patient if you can sit for 6 hours or not.
Yeah. Okay.
You may be enthusiastic to work, but your body may not cooperate.
Yeah.
So give it a test or a trial. I have a conversation openly with your whoever decides it.
Yeah.
And give it a try. If you are not able to, then you have the privilege to use it.
Let's be gentle and thanks all for the enthusiasm that you have shown and your participation. Nagini, I now invite you as the chair of this team to share your views. You have already shared quite a bit.
I have never given any room for anybody to talk, I think.
No, that was really.
So just to put it as a perspective for this panel discussion, our panel on these 2 research papers. One, I exactly have the same thoughts like what these people have told me, but there are 2 things which we can actually put into perspective. One is humble. It is a very big thing which we can achieve if this is accepted by more people. But for that, we need to do a lot of research. And I wish Shruti can do that in a very, next few months or few years. Somewhere we will attend her workshop as well. But the thing is, it has to be from our side. Nobody can force you to be humble. And compassion and kindness cannot be inculcated by anybody. It has to be within you, and getting these kind of moral from parents or upbringing has to give you that kind of behavior or a foundation. And then sometimes you can get that into the people who doesn't have it with some examples, but not always possible if the people are very rigid on that. And then when we come to the next paper, which Girish has presented, lot of good things on that, and I really appreciate what he has done the research on what might be the organization's questions to tackle the COVID. So that is the part which I have really loved. And the way he has given some examples, like this might be the thought when organizations have thought about the security or productivity of working from home and other things. And like I have already pinged on the chat window, we already had a BCP plan, but that was for an alternate location and only for a short period of time. That time, security and other things were always taken care of. Because there is an alternate location, we never gave it a thought about that. The resilience was only for a next 2 days or next location. Now, because of the pandemic, almost all the organizations who even had this kind of a mindset for resilience also have come up with new strategies where even their funding is divided into working on how to be resilient. This is one of the pandemic is one of the cause where complete world shutdown has been tasted, and it's a very good lesson for anybody in any field to even think bigger than a cyclone or a kind of a calamity. So with that, what I would conclude here is both are good subjects. There are a lot to get into and deep dig into. A lot of scope we have. And as Shruti's paper is more empirical with the data and other stuff, and Girish data is more on the theoretical part, I would like to see more data. Girish, if you can continue your research and do kind of interviews and kind of data collation and come with exactly the empirical data which other papers presenters have done it, you can prove your theory.
Sure.
And that was a wonderful day of 4 presentations, and thanks for all of your participation and active listening.
Thank you, Nagini. Thank you. Padma, over to you.
Thank you so much. What can I say? All the chat window speaks volumes about this.
That's true.
Yeah. so doesn't want to take. Thanks for your participation. See, the tempo was right from the start to the end. It was there, and it just gives a positive feedback. If you have any feedback to improve for the day 2, participants, please type in the chat window, or you can unmute and tell to us. And otherwise, we are good, and we are really happy about all the outcomes and your participation and your patient listening or insightful listening to all our whatever it is. See you tomorrow. I hope you have received your link. If not, you can give a call or text us. See you tomorrow the same time. Thank you so much. Thanks for all.